The weather might be a bit wet and miserable today, but it's not going to stop us as we head towards Doncaster on the East Coast Main Line. And you join me at Grantham Railway Station today as we're carrying on the East Coast Main Line challenge of visiting every single station on the East Coast Main Line between London King's Cross and Edinburgh Waverley. And we're going to be looking at two railway stations between Grantham and Doncaster. Now, to be honest, planning this video today has really been quite challenging with the stations we are going to. You can get an hourly service from Grantham to the next station we're going to, but after that, the next station afterwards, from the next station we're going to, has a service pattern every 2 hours. And we'll have to have 2 hours at that penultimate station we're going to. But for now, we're waiting for the 11:21 LNER service to Lincoln Central at the next station, and the first station we go to is Newark Northgate. Now, it might be a bit cold, but to be honest, I think the rain is easing off. But we have arrived at our first railway station, Newark Northgate. And it's one of two stations in Newark, as the second station is Newark Castle. And hopefully one day I shall visit that railway station. But Newark Northgate does have three platforms. Platforms 1 and 2 offer services on the East Coast Main Line between Peterborough and Doncaster, and Platform 3 offers services to and from Lincoln Central. Also, Newark Northgate Station Platform 1 does have a lovely station building. And that's about it, to be honest, because it does have an ugly footbridge. But south of the station here, I've noticed there's a couple of Class 47 diesel locomotives parked up just south of the railway station. I don't know why they're there, but it's lovely to see some Class 47s. So we're now going to talk about Newark Northgate Station. It opened on the 15th of July 1852 by the Great Northern Railway on their Towns line between Peterborough and Doncaster, which was more of a direct route than going via Gainsborough, Lincoln, Boston and Spalding, which that line opened 2 years earlier. In 1879 it became a junction station when the Great Northern Railway built a branch line to Bottlesford as the northern extension of the Great Northern and London North Western Joint Railway, so trains could go to Leicester, Nottingham or Northampton. That line closed to passengers in 1922 and closed in 1962 to freight. In 1965, British Rail opened a short line which linked Newark Northgate to Lincoln Central, so trains could go to Lincoln Central. Now, there is something very interesting just north of Newark Northgate Station which I want to talk about right now. I would love to see it in person, but I don't think it's accessible, but it's Newark Flat Crossing. It's the only standard gauge crossing left in England. This is when the East Coast Main Line crosses over the Nottingham to Lincoln line without a grade separation. An accident happened on the 4th of October 1852 as a Great Northern Railway passenger train collided with wagons off a Midland Railway train, which led to several passengers injured and the guard of the Midland Railway train taken to the Lion and Adder public house for surgical treatment. And we shall see that crossing very shortly because I'm going to catch the 12:31 London North Eastern Railway service to York, and the next and penultimate station we go to is Retford.
Retford.
So we have now arrived at the penultimate station we're stopping off at today. This is Retford. And unfortunately I've got to wait here for 2 hours for the next train towards Doncaster, because the service frequency are very different. Now, when I got off that York train, there is a 20-minute wait for the next train towards Doncaster, which goes to Hull, operated by Hull Trains. After that, the service then is an hour and 40 minutes before the next train arrives towards Doncaster. But you go towards London King's Cross, it is an hourly service. It does have a lovely station building. If you want to know where platform 2 is actually right behind that fence, beyond the fast line. And platforms 3 and 4 are for Retford low level for northern services between Leeds and Lincoln, and that's actually about a minute walk from Retford station. Now, to be honest, there's quite a lot of history here at Retford station and the surrounding area. But the station we're currently standing on is not the original station, because the original station was called Fronton. And the original station opened by this Sheffield and Lincolnshire Junction Railway on the 16th of July 1849, and that was sited on the Sheffield to Gainsborough line. The Great Northern Railway arrived at Fronton on the 4th of September 1849 with a short branch from Doncaster, but they ended up building the current station we're standing on in 1852. This led to the Sheffield and Lincolnshire Junction Railway, who renamed themselves to the Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway, building a course from their line to the East Coast Main Line and closing Fronton in 1859. South of the station there was a flat crossing like at Newark, so trains on the Sheffield to Gainsborough line crossed over the East Coast Main Line at this flat crossing. A junction which took trains off the East Coast Main Line after using the cord to get into Retford station back onto the Sheffield to Gainsborough line. The junction and the flat crossing were taken out of use in the mid-1960s as part of the Retford dive under. The flat crossing and junction was replaced by a bridge, which the Sheffield to Gainsborough line went under the East Coast Main Line, and 2 new platforms were built, which is known as Retford Low Level and served by Northern. So I'm now standing on platform 2, waiting for the next train to Doncaster. Now I was meant to travel on the 1450 LNER service to York, but I missed out on purpose due to that I want to get to the disused station of Fronton, and also it's been difficult filming today due to the cold weather and the rain. So the weather has made it difficult to film pieces to camera. So instead I'm getting the 1512 Hull train service to Doncaster. And speaking of Hull Trains, they're actually planning something in the future, because they actually want to extend their operations to Sheffield, going from Retford using the cord onto the Sheffield to Gainsborough line and calling it a workstop along the way as well to Sheffield. So that'd be something interesting in the future, and more trains at Retford as well. But for now we're getting the 1512 Hull train service to Doncaster, so it's going to arrive now. Let's board it and head to our final station. So we have now made it to the final railway station we're stopping off at today. This is Doncaster. Doncaster is a very busy station on the East Coast Main Line, with many trains stopping here, serving different destinations in the United Kingdom. It's got 9 platforms and operated by London North Eastern Railway. But what made Doncaster so special as a railway town is this building right behind me here, the plant, Doncaster Railway Works. It opened in 1853 by the Great Northern Railway, replacing 2 railway works, one in Peterborough and the other in Boston. Now they did repairs and maintenance until 1867, because in 1866 Patrick Stirling started building locomotives at the plant. And they also built some wonderful LNER locomotives like Mallard and Flying Scotsman there as well. The site is still active because it's owned by Wabtec. So we're now going to talk about Doncaster Railway Station. It opened in 1850 by the Great Northern Railway, replacing a temporary station which opened in 1848 on a different site. The station was rebuilt to the current station we see in 1938 on the site of the 1850 station. In 2015, a new platform was opened known as Platform Zero and was added on the site of the former cattle dock as Northern services used to terminate on Platform 1. There was also 2 rail crashes that happened at Doncaster. The first one was on the 9th of August 1947 at Bridge Junction when a passenger train collided in a rear train collision, which 18 people were killed and 188 people were injured. This was due to a signalman's error. The other disaster that happened was on the 16th of March 1951 due to a derailment on the curve south of the station, which led to 14 passengers killed and 12 passengers seriously injured. This happened due to poor track maintenance. The weather today has really been cold and miserable and raining as well. But we have made it to Doncaster from Grantham, calling at those 2 railway stations en route. But the next 4 videos I've already filmed were actually filmed in the summer 2024. And since we're now at Doncaster railway station, those videos can be released on YouTube as I make my way up the East Coast Main Line towards Dunbar. But also at Doncaster, I do have a confession to make in the next video. So definitely hit the subscribe button for that, because it's a big confession. But for now, I'm going to drop the video right here. Feel free to give that a click. The people on screen now YouTube channel as patient supporters. Thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains and hope to see you at the next railway station so we can embark on a new journey together. Thanks for watching.